If you're an online course seller, the big question is your course selling as well as it could be? If not, are you checking your sales metrics to see how you can improve? Sales metrics are vital for tracking your progress towards your sales goals, how well your course is performing with your customers, and the steps that you might want to take in the future. And understanding these numbers will help you make decisions for your business with confidence and ease. Now the question is, which sales metrics should you actually pay attention to? So in this video, I'm diving into 5 key sales metrics that will help you tell whether your marketing efforts are paying off or whether you need to make some changes. If you're new here, I'm Kari and I'm a business operations specialist. I help successful businesses with messy metrics clean them up so they can get simple and accurate information from their data, enabling them to grow quickly and efficiently. Before we start digging into those numbers, I wanted to show you a sample dashboard that's similar to the ones I build for clients and use to track their metrics on a weekly or monthly basis. I know how challenging it can be to quickly put your finger on your sales information, especially when selling on multiple platforms or using multiple payment processors, and pulling everything together in one place saves a ton of time and brings a massive amount of clarity. So let's talk through the highlights, starting with your total monthly sales. You might have heard this sales metric called gross monthly revenue or total monthly sales revenue. Simply, it's your total sales revenue for the month or everything that you sold. So for example, if you sold $20,000 in courses last month, your total monthly sales would be, yep, you guessed it, $20,000. This is a great place to start with tracking your sales metrics as it gives you an immediate snapshot of how well your course is performing and how much you're actually making in your business. Once you start tracking this metric, it's important to keep track of past month's results as well, so you can see how that total sales amount changes month over month. This allows you to see which months are your highest revenue months and which are your lowest, and make note of any special situations that may have impacted your sales during those time periods. For example, summer months might be lower for some course sellers, while those targeted to audiences who typically follow the school calendar might have excellent sales during those months. Take note of holidays, promotions that you've run, and any major world events, and keep that info somewhere safe so you can go back and refer to it as you compare your sales data over time. Next, total net sales. This is similar to total monthly sales, but with one important difference. Here, we want to exclude any refunds that were issued so we have a true picture of the revenue that really has come in. I love including this information in the metrics I review and in the dashboards that I build because it gives us an opportunity to see how many refunds were issued in a given period of time and also the total value of those refunds. Keeping an eye on this number over time helps you to see if there is dissatisfaction from your students with particular products. If you notice that your refund rate is creeping up over time, you should investigate the quality of your course. Ask yourself questions like, are you providing a solution and giving customers the tools they need to really get the desired results through your course? Is your course content, expertise, resources, and overall experience really worth the price that you're charging? And lastly, are you really clear about what your course is offering before a customer checks out, and does it live up to that promise? Third, do you really know which of your courses is your best seller? Your total sales per product will give you this information. If you're only selling one course at the moment, this sales metric won't apply to you just yet, but it will in the future as your business and course offering grows. And you might be thinking, if I'm consistently making sales of my products, does it really matter how much of each I'm really selling? And that's a fair question, but this particular information is always incredibly enlightening for my clients because it helps them to see if the investment they're making in that product is actually having the expected impact. And while marketing dollars do come into play here, don't forget the impact of operational efforts in delivering all aspects of the course. If your courses have no live component or additional customer support offered, that makes things a little bit more cut and dried. But when you start to factor in coaching calls, office hours, and constant course improvements for course subjects whose details change frequently, that time for you and your team can really start to add up. When you can see how much each product is bringing in revenue-wise, it makes it a lot easier to calculate if you're getting a reasonable return on your investment, or ROI, for that particular course. When you do sell multiple courses, or when you offer order bumps, upsells, OTOs, or similar, average order value, or AOV, is also vital to track. This metric measures the average dollar value of every order placed during a defined period of time. In other words, it's the average amount of money your customers spend in one purchase. To get your AOV, you take your revenue and divide it by your total number of orders. So why pay attention to average order value? It's one of the best ways to maximize your marketing investment. Because when you know your AOV, you can understand how your marketing is working and how it might need to be changed. So for example, you might want to raise or lower your prices, focus on upsells or cross-sells, bundle in extra goodies with courses to entice sales, and so on. And typically, if you increase your average order value, you also will increase your profit. Establishing your average order value also helps you to determine what a healthy customer acquisition cost is. So for example, if you know that each purchase predictably brings in $100, it's clear that having a customer acquisition cost of $150 is not going to be sustainable. Last, you want to ensure you know how much of your revenue is being driven by new purchases versus rebills. We all know how common it is to have payment plans to make courses more accessible, and those plans commonly range from 2 to 12 monthly installments, or even more if it's broken down weekly. While payment plans add recurring revenue and can provide a bit of a safety net in times when sales are a bit lower, it can also sometimes lead to less of a push on the marketing side since revenue is still steadily coming in. It's important to keep selling your course to new buyers who can benefit from it so that recurring revenue continues past when your current students complete their payment plans. And there you have it, 5 sales metrics that will help you to understand how your course is performing and what you can do to help it sell more successfully. Make sure you're checking in on those sales metrics on a regular basis to see how things are going. I like to track them weekly or monthly, as regular reviews of these metrics allow you to really stay in tune with the health of your course sales and feel confident about the decisions that you'll make for your course and for your business. If you want to know even more about what your data can tell you about your business, I have a great resource for you. Click the link in the description below to get my free guide, 5 questions your data can answer for you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss my next video. See you soon.